This is the Ryder and Lisa podcast.
Brought to you by Yegg Property Pros. Powered by Real Broker. Get a realtor who knows. Call the pros.
Thank you for checking out the show. We have to call our afternoon guy, Mark, here about something.
Yeah.
So,
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hey, man.
Hey, you're live on air. Just a heads up.
No swearing.
I won't. I never swear.
Okay, good.
Lisa wanted to bring something up to you that's been bothering her a little bit.
Yeah, do you mind?
Sure. Let's hear it.
Okay, so we love your presence on our social media. We think you're so good at what you do.
She always,
Here comes the bot.
yeah, she always does this to me too. When she's got something super critical to say, she'll start it with a compliment.
Okay, so
butter me up, Lisa. Keep going.
I feel like every time you do a selfie video where you're talking to your audience to the camera, you are king of the millennial pause.
What's the millennial pause?
Oh,
Okay.
come on.
Here, let me give you an example, just vocally. But
Yeah.
this would translate to video. Okay,
Okay.
ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and
Action.
record.
Hey guys. So you do this thing where for the first 2 seconds of the video, you're just staring with these dead eyes into the void. And then you start talking. And trust me, we've been guilty of this in the past too, because it's Gen Z that calls us out. They
Yeah.
go, nice millennial pause. Apparently Gen Z, they talk immediately to grab people's attention.
Yeah, even they'll cut off the first syllable of the first word.
So maybe
Well, that's why I don't. That's why I delay a little. I want to make sure that I'm able to. Everyone's ready to watch the video. They're settled in, and then
nope, they're
make sure I
gone.
don't miss it.
2 seconds.
They're gone.
2 seconds, you don't say anything?
They're swiping.
They're on to the next one.
Who's that old guy that was just staring at me?
I didn't know about the millennial pause, so this is good. Here, it's an action, Lisa, because I'm ready for it now. I want to test it out.
Okay, I'll say record, and then you be ready to go. Okay.
Okay.
On your mark, get set, record.
Hey guys, what's up?
Yeah. Crushed it. Okay, well, glad we could sort that out.
Okay, everyone go scroll back on our social and watch all of Mark's millennial pauses and just comment King of Millennial Pause.
So can we talk about the fact that it's just a bunch of old geezers here this morning talking about how to work social media? Look at us, eh?
Look at us go.
Look at us, we know everything.
Thanks for taking the time to chat, man.
Bye, guys.
We
Peace.
love you, Mark. Bye-bye.
Love you.
You can catch Mark weekday afternoons right here on Play 107.
Just an absolute beauty.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to do the compliment sandwich. I should have ended with a compliment too. Mark, you have a really cute dog.
You asked for it. You get to deal with her too. 80% of the texts that rolled in suggested that Lisa has to stay and try to turn the day around with the listeners and me.
I'm kind of mad about it. I was excited about a nap.
A couple people did suggest that the nap would work. Take a break, Lisa. You deserve it. Being kind,
Totally.
but also
yeah, why is
skedaddle.
everyone else in such a great mood? I guess I got to get on your levels.
What's not to be in a great mood about? It's the time of year we wait for all year.
Ryder, the wind really
Here we
hurts my head. It does. I have tinnitus. I can't accept that that's how it's actually pronounced. I'm going to say tinnitus. I'm sorry.
I hate that you're calling it that.
I hate it too, but that's the correct way to pronounce it. I despise it too, trust me.
It's kind of like muttered garden.
Yes.
Like
We all want to say mootart.
yeah, but it's actually muttered.
Yeah.
Way she goes.
Just say it however you want.
So I feel like we should do a happy off. This is where we just bring things up that bring us joy.
Okay.
And maybe that will kickstart your day in the right direction.
When a butterfly flutters past you, I just think it's special because you don't see them often.
Okay. No negative responses to any of these, okay?
Oh, okay.
Just
It's a happy off for a reason.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like we should get some happy music going along with this. What do you think?
Yeah, I have another one.
Okay, yeah, go.
When you go to an event or a gathering and you're not expecting there to be a really good spread of food, but then there is. So the surprise spread.
Yeah.
And you can just help yourself. Oh, the
Especially-
music helps. Thank you.
Especially if there's meat.
Yeah, if there's like a cheese platter, I'm like, oh, wow. Like, that's not cheap.
I would have corrected you there, but that's not what we're doing. We're being positive. Cheese isn't meat, though. Next up.
No, I meant with the
No,
meat.
we can't argue.
Oh,
Putting on a pair of new socks when you bought like an 8-pack and they fit you perfect, and then they also work with your shoes. You know, some socks and shoes don't go together. Mm-hmm. They'll like slip down the back. When you get a brand new pack of socks and you put the first pair on and you're like, oh yeah, these are good.
when you're sitting down to finally watch a movie or a TV show and there's actually something good that you find right away. You don't have to be scrolling and then give up eventually.
Never experienced that, but I like that one.
It's a thing.
Your dog's getting really excited when you get home and you can hear them like as you're unlocking the door.
And they're like, ooh,
Just
can't wait.
fired up to sniff you.
Okay, I have another dog one. Every dog has like a unique move they do when they're excited too. Stanley will run down the stairs and wait for me at the bottom, but he'll do a little twirl while he's waiting, and it's my favorite thing ever.
This one's pretty specific. Running into your childhood friend's parents in Mexico and picking up their tab.
Oh yeah, that's one of your favorite memories.
I did that, and it just felt great. And then they were bragging to my parents about how generous I am, and they're telling everybody in my hometown, look at this high roller.
I like this text. I get excited when washrooms have 2-ply toilet paper, not sandpaper.
This text says, getting in my car after a day of work, especially if it's clean. That's a good visual. Watching someone open a present I gave them.
Oh, yeah, when
and
you're
knowing
so
that they
excited.
like it. Good answer.
Spencer says, picking my daughter up from daycare, her reaction when she sees me, all the feels. I feel the same way. I came to watch you're coaching your daughter Charlie's softball team, and she was on 3rd place. And I'm just standing there.
She was what, sorry?
What's it called? 3rd place?
There's
Third
only
plate.
there's only 2 teams that are
3rd
playing.
plate.
3rd base.
That's what I meant.
Yep.
You're not allowed to argue.
I know. I wasn't. I was just helping you. I was helping you come to the right terminology.
Anyway, she was on 3rd base,
Yep.
and she waved to me. That's so special, but at the same time, I was like, concentrate.
It is pretty nice. Clean counters. All the dishes put away.
Oh, yes.
And a
clean
kettle
counter.
on the stove.
Oh, my gosh. Weekend coffee in bed, says Diana from Beaver County. Shout out to Beaver County.
When you share a joke with a random stranger and they laugh.
I love that.
Good one.
when
These texts. Hey,
these are
everybody's
amazing.
up and at it this morning.
How about when you get in an elevator with people and they're busy having a conversation with the other person in the elevator that they get on with, so you don't have to feel awkward or that you have to like pretend you're scrolling your phone? Because let's be real, phones actually don't work in elevators. We all know that.
Yeah.
So quit pretending to scroll.
Just do what I do. Get in and face backwards.
No, don't face the people, Ryder.
Yeah, you face the people, and then it's not as uncomfortable.
Aw, Don said your video of Stanley made me happy. Yeah, we went viral last night. Just kidding. I got like 20,000 views. Is that viral? No. If anyone wants to see it, it's up on our socials. Play 107 YEG. It will make your day. He's perfect.
And that's another episode of Happy Off. Are you feeling better?
Yes. Can I still go for a nap?
Yes. I don't know what's going on in Calgary, but they just had an emergency alert asking that they don't like shower or run water, drink water. What's going on?
Or run appliances. There was a water main break along their one of their major avenues, and it's impacting the entire city's water supply, and supply levels have reached a critical state. So they all got an emergency alert, so you don't need to text your
Right.
friends, family in Calgary. They're very aware of it, but we have a suggestion.
Yeah. This is kind of like when Edmonton got the heads up that we shouldn't be using electricity there for a stretch. Remember that?
Yes,
Like
I do.
2 months ago or something?
So text your Calgary friends.
This is your suggestion,
Yeah,
okay?
and say, nothing new. Stinky.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I can't shower.
It's a good one.
Yeah, sounds about right.
But you don't want to let them know why you're making that
They
joke?
should know.
Because they got the emergency alert. Huh.
Heard you can't run water. Nothing new. I bet you don't drink water. Looks like you don't drink water.
There you go.
That's funny too.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like we can do better with the chirp than just nothing new for you. If you sent that to somebody, they'd be like, what the hell are you talking about? Please leave me alone.
I guess you need the screenshot of the emergency alert, which you can find on Twitter. Like, do the work.
Or like, no water, hey? Turns out they didn't see you coming.
Yeah.
Haven't used any
Doesn't affect you,
on
eh?
your body. And wow, you just use Axe body spray, you piece of garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are a couple examples that you can use. Feel free to choose any or all.
Yeah.
And have some fun with it. I mean, at the same time, though, it sounds really serious. So
right.
we actually are. It sucks.
Can you imagine if this gets to be like critically serious?
Well, exactly. And then we're these jerks that there's these receipts that we've been texting our friends being like, you stink.
Yeah, all these texts are like, wow, that was really insensitive. Like, I know a bunch of people who aren't okay.
Oh,
and then be like, oh, Ryder and Lisa told us. Okay,
actually, never mind. Delete this. Can we delete live radio?
Nope.
It's Ryder and Lisa's Top 7 at 7.
We're going to count down the top 7 things you won't believe are also celebrating 30 years, as it's been 30 years since a Canadian team has won the Stanley Cup. And wouldn't it be appropriate that we celebrate that with a Stanley Cup victory and put an end to that streak? 7 things you'll be blown away are also celebrating 30 years. At number 7, Pizza Hut became the first restaurant to offer online food ordering 30 years ago.
It launched in California, and the world hasn't been the same since.
Yeah, when you think about ordering food, like online for what? Probably 95% of food orders now?
Yeah, so shout out to Pizza Hut. They started it all.
Shout out to the OGs that are still picking up that phone, though.
Oh, yeah.
Just ringing it in. Mom and Dad, what's up? Coming in at number 6, another internet-based 30-year anniversary. Amazon was founded.
Yep, Jeff Bezos founded it 30 years ago.
Some very ugly things happened in 1994 as well, 30 years ago, including Kurt Cobain's death.
At 27 years old.
Coming in at number 4, 30 years ago this year, Justin Bieber was born.
That's crazy to think.
He's accomplished a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Very successful career. His clothing line, married, baby on the way.
Most people have known his name for more of his life than they haven't. Like, he's been around since he was, 13?
Yeah. Maybe even younger than that.
Yeah, 12. Coming in at number 3, Tonya Harding's attack on Nancy Kerrigan.
That was 30 years ago?
Yeah, it was the Lillehammer Olympics, if I'm not mistaken. Lillehammer? I don't know. It was the Olympics, the 94 Olympics.
I was young at the time. I was only 4, but Margot Robbie does a great job with the I, Tonya movie if you want to know more about the story.
That movie is captivating.
It's
and
very
actually
good.
Does a pretty good job of depicting the events.
Yep.
Coming in at number 2, speaking of movies, this one rattled me to my core when I read it this morning. Dumb and Dumber came out 30 years ago. Now, some movies, like Schindler's List, was really big in 1994.
Yeah, it won 7 Oscars that year.
But to me, because it is a movie based on history, it seems like an older movie.
Older, yeah. Whereas Dumb and Dumber, you're like, wait a minute, Jim Carrey didn't film that last year?
Yeah, like it's so immature that it feels like it has to be fresh.
Yeah.
So that one blew my mind. And number 1, 30 years ago, the juice was on the loose.
Yeah, O.J. Simpson in the Bronco. That was 30 years ago.
I remember where I was.
Yeah, I remember watching it on the news.
Yeah. I was at my neighbor's house. They had a swimming pool, so I was there a lot. Anyway, we watched the O.J. Simpson thing. Yeah, I guess I would have been 12 at the time.
Yeah, you're watching it, not really understanding what's going on. And then also, that trial was like the beginning of reality TV.
Oh, yeah, honestly.
Like, truly, it was on TV all day.
So 30 years have come and gone since all of these things shook down, and 30 years have come and gone since a Canadian team has won the Stanley Cup. Hopefully that comes to an end within the next couple weeks.
Was McDavid alive?
No. He was minus 3.
Because he was born in 97, wasn't he?
Yeah, you got her.
Whoa.
Yeah. Feeling old yet, anybody?
I went for a physical yesterday. This is a nice just reminder to those of you listening. When's the last time you went?
Sorry, I wasn't really listening. Did you say when's the last time I got physical?
No, went for a physical.
January was the last time, or February. Is
Good
when I
for
went.
you. So I called to get my migraine medication refilled, and the doctor's office was like, no, you have to come in. I was like, no, just refill it. And they're like, you haven't had a physical in 2 years. So I was like, oh my gosh, what? So I went yesterday. It was good. But I have a question. Do you wear the gown front or backwards?
Oh,
Open in the front, open in the back.
Yeah, I let the front hang out.
Is that how it's supposed to be worn?
No.
Because I was wondering that when I was like sitting there, that awkward sit when you're just naked underneath this little paper gown. I was like, am I wearing this right?
Now I'm trying to think.
Well, because they have to look at everything in the front.
I think because it comes right over, right? Yeah, I think
Yeah,
you're
it's like-
supposed to fold it in the front. I actually do. I was kidding the first time I said that just because I thought the visual was ridiculous. But,
Is that it's supposed to be like an open shirt?
well, because, yeah, they want to check, like, your ribs,
Yeah, I
your
wear it
heart, your
backwards then.
lungs.
Whoops.
So they're like, oh, this dummy.
Yeah. So then I got like my bare butt out. And then, so my original, what I was going to say is like, what's the point of that tissue paper they lay out on the bed? I get they're trying to be sanitary, but like it disintegrates under me because I'm sweating. I'm so nervous. So like, why are we doing this?
So, yeah, speaking of visuals, the one you just gave everyone is you sitting bare ass on paper
Yeah, is
that's
that wrong?
disintegrating.
I have a question to anyone listening that works in the medical field. Am I wearing my gown backwards?
You should
I'm
maybe
wearing
get
it like
two.
a Snuggie.
Get two, yeah.
Yeah, one in the front, one for the front and one for the back.
Yeah. It's almost the shocker.
No, it's not.
Well, you could if you wore two in the front.
But I just think it's so funny with the little like paper that you sit on. I hate it. I
Yeah.
just sweat through it.
Yeah.
Do you get sweaty during your, like when you're talking to a doctor, you get nervous a little
I
bit?
do get uncomfortable when they're like, okay, lay on your side. And then I like end up laying on the wrong side, just
yeah.
facing them. And they're like, no, I meant the other side. And then you're rolling around and the paper's ripping underneath you.
That's what I mean. The paper. I'm like this. We've come so far in the medical industry.
Yeah.
Why are we still using this? One ply tissue paper.
I guess if they started double plying, though, you think it's double the waste. And with
Yeah.
what the city of Edmonton's charging now for paper bags,
Yeah,
can
I'd
you
say-
imagine the cost? Your medical bill would go up?
Honestly, I'm shocked when you're leaving your physical. They're not like 25
Do you want fresh paper?
Wait,
$25
$1.50.
cents.
$1.50 for your gown, $1.50 for the sheet we have to spread across
So,
the seat.
clean bill of health, though? Like, as far as you know, things are good?
I think so. I mean, I haven't gotten the results back from the actual like exam.
Okay, but as far as you know,
Yeah, like
so far, so good.
feeling around and stuff. No concerns. We're getting some confirmation from a lot of nurses on the text line.
Is this about the time the nurses are switching over their 12 hours?
It's true. Yeah,
Could
they
be,
just finished their 7 o'clock. They open in the back. So I was wearing it right. You wear it wrong. You shouldn't. You should not be sitting there with it wide open.
July 1st, we have the prices going up for paper bags at drive-thrus, which means the return of you and I going out to drive-thrus and trying to use different things other than bags
Other than paying the fee.
to collect our food. We did
So
a
far-
garbage can,
Garbage can. We've done a fishing
Fish
net. We've done
a suitcase, too.
suitcase was really hard, but hilarious.
So we got a few more tricks up our sleeve.
Yeah.
Maybe a canoe paddle.
I want to do a bird cage.
Ooh, I like that.
I know, but I need to find one.
Yeah, if anybody has a bird cage we can borrow that's been cleaned.
Can you imagine sticking a bird cage out the window? You'd have to open the window and then make the bird cage go sideways to get it
Yeah.
out the window, get them to fill it up with cheeseburgers.
No, I think
close it.
I think you got to go with chicken.
Why?
It's a bird cage. It's just appropriate that you'd get a chicken dish.
What if I want a beef burger?
No, that you can't,
Why?
because it's just like when we used the fish net, we had to get the filet-o-fish.
You're right.
Thank you.
And that was by far the best tartare I've had in quite some time.
So I have an idea, not only that idea of us getting back out there again, but Does everyone always forget their grocery bags?
Yes. And even when you leave them in the entrance to restock in your car, they don't make it to the car.
So here's what we do. Because I would say 80% of the time at least that I forget grocery bags, it's when I'm going to work and I have intentions of hitting the grocery store on the way home from work. And then I end up buying another reusable grocery bag. This is for people that are hitting the grocery store on the way home from work. Okay?
Okay.
Bring all of your extra grocery bags, leave a few at home, to work. And then have a closet or an office or a cupboard where everyone that you work with just brings their bags. So we have 600 reusable bags here. Because every time I'm like about to leave work, I'm like, I got to hit the grocery store. And then I'm like, oh,
Forgot a bag.
So I just go home and order food online instead.
Yes, exactly.
If we had a office closet for reusable grocery bags, nobody can get all uppity about it, though. Nobody can be like, oh, my good bag's gone.
Heidi wrote in saying, I can almost guarantee you I would still leave them at work. Like you'd go on your way home and go, oh no. That's why I think my idea is the best one so far. Cargo pants. Pretty wild to see that Sex and the City was released 26 years ago today.
No.
What? Isn't that wild?
No.
Why isn't that wild? 26.
Yeah, 26 is not something to bring up. If it, like last year at this time, if you would have been like, isn't it wild that Sex and the City is celebrating 25 years? Now that's a staple anniversary. Can't be talking about 26 years like it's a big deal.
Every year is exciting for something. I hate how you're like this. Like, let people get excited about 26 years of Sex in the City.
No.
So when's the next time we're allowed to get excited?
30.
What?
And then not even 35. That's not a big enough one. You got to skip to 40. There's a 10-year window there.
Okay, what about 45?
No, 50.
So you have to wait 10 years after 40?
But 25 counts because it's a quarter century. So it's a big one. 25 is like one of the biggest ones. And that was last year. Listen, I was a big Sex and the City fan, too.
Yeah, you had the DVDs.
I lived in an uninsulated attic in Bonnyville, Alberta. I couldn't afford TV, internet, or a phone. Luckily, I had an old DVD player, and yeah, a friend lent me Sex and the City, so I crushed the entire series. I knew so much about women.
No, you didn't.
At the time, yeah. I sure did.
Who was your favorite character?
Well, it depends what you're asking for. The one I got the most enjoyment out of their personality, Samantha.
Of course.
The one I'd probably want to ferociously make out with,
Samantha.
Samantha too, actually, yeah.
Okay. Did you pay attention to the art? Did you pay attention to the
fashion?
Outfits? Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Are you team Big or team Aiden?
Probably team Big.
All right. Well,
What?
nothing. You probably had one season.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't watch the entire series, maybe.
Okay, well, this has
Somebody hooked up my internet.
you're going to have to sit this one out.
The Ryder and Lisa Podcast.
Brought to you by Yegg Property Pros. Powered by Real Broker. Get a realtor who knows. Call the pros.
Play 107.